When Crown Prince Hussein of Jordan married Saudi architect Rajwa Al Saif in 2023, it was the biggest royal wedding of the year. Everyone expected that a new princess would one day replace Queen Rania. But why does she rarely appear in public now? What difficulties did Princess Rajwa face after her marriage? What was her life like before marriage and how did it change? In this video, I'll tell you everything you want to know about the future possible Queen of Jordan. The world first learned about Rajwa Al Saif in August 2022, when the Jordanian royal family released official engagement photos of their eldest son, Crown Prince Hussein bin Abdallah, and his then fiancée, Rajwa Al Saif. At that time, the 29-year-old woman appeared with loose dark hair and a white shirt that covered her shoulders and arms. She wore a large diamond ring and eye-catching earrings previously worn by Queen Rania. It's unclear whether these earrings were a gift from her mother-in-law or if Rajwa simply borrowed them. Nonetheless, this act demonstrated Queen Rania's approval of her son's choice. Additionally, Queen Rania referred to Rajwa as her third daughter. Excited to welcome my third daughter, Al Hussein's bride-to-be, Rajwa, to the family. We are so happy for you both, Queen Rania wrote on her Instagram blog. When Prince Hussein and Rajwa Al Saif's wedding ceremony took place in June 2023, it left no doubt that this couple was being groomed for the royal throne of Jordan. Many believed that one day they would succeed King Abdullah II and Queen Rania. Some observers even questioned whether the prince married for love. Rajwa appeared to be the ideal choice for his bride. She was elegant and beautiful, hailing from a wealthy and influential family in Saudi Arabia, which was seen as a benefit to the Jordanian crown. Many thought this marriage was essential for Jordan to strengthen ties with Saudi Arabia, leading to speculations that the wedding may have been arranged. This does not come as a surprise, as Crown Prince Hussein is likely to become Jordan's next king, so his marriage should be in the country's interest. However, I don't believe this relationship is solely based on benefits. They are both young and attractive, have similar upbringings, and seem suitable for each other. Even if the marriage was arranged, there likely would have been a spark between them anyway. I still believe that these two love each other. What are your thoughts? Ever since Rajwa became the wife of a prince and received a royal title, she has become the object of close attention worldwide. People are interested in everything about her: who she is, what she did before marriage, and why she agreed to take on such challenging royal responsibilities. Her every appearance is under scrutiny. People discuss her outfits, actions, and photos on social networks. She is also often compared to royals like the British Kate Middleton. A fun fact is that Rajwa wore a dark blue dress with long sleeves and her hair open in her engagement photo. It's a fantastic coincidence that Kate Middleton appeared in almost the same image during her engagement many years ago. Did this happen by chance, or did Kate's image inspire Rajwa before appearing? Rajwa is also often compared to Queen Rania, which is entirely natural since she is supposed to take her place as queen one day. It's worth noting that they have a lot in common. Both were always ambitious, received a good education, and actively built their careers before marrying royalty. If Queen Rania did not have royal roots in the past and came from a simple family, then Rajwa was raised in a very influential and wealthy family. She was born on April 28, 1994 in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and became the youngest of 4 children of Saudi businessman Khaled Al Saif, president of the Al Saif Group, and his wife Azza Al Sudairi. The family's company works in health care and construction. One of the divisions of this group is Al Saif Engineering Contracting Company, one of the oldest and largest construction companies in Saudi Arabia and the Middle East. Rajwa's father headed this venture for a long time. Al Saif Engineering Contracting Company has completed remarkable projects such as the Kingdom Tower in Riyadh, Marina Tower in Beirut, Silhouette Tower in Doha, and Jewel's Twin Towers in Dubai. This family is incredibly wealthy and influential. They have billions of dollars. The Al Saif family also has strong ties to the Saudi royal family. They trace their lineage back to the Subai tribe, which has been residing in the Sudair region of Najd since the time of King Abdulaziz, the founder of modern-day Saudi Arabia. It's worth noting that Al Saif's mother is a member of the prominent Al Sudairi family. King Salman of Saudi Arabia is part of the influential Sudairi Seven, a group of 7 full brothers born to King Abdulaziz. Though her mother, Rajwa, is therefore a first cousin twice removed of King Salman, the current king of Saudi Arabia, and a second cousin once removed of Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman. That is why Rajwa grew up among the elite and bathed in luxury, although she did not previously have a royal title. I want to remind you that Saudi Arabia, where she's from, is a very conservative place with limited rights for women. Until recently, women needed permission from a male guardian to travel or live independently. Only in 2017, ladies were finally allowed to drive, and all women in this country must adhere to a strict dress code. Many of them wear the niqab, covering their entire body except for a slit for the eyes. Women who dress in a way that is considered too revealing by the local religious police may be detained and punished because the laws in Saudi Arabia are based on traditional Islamic Sharia law. Despite being from a Muslim background, Rajwa does not wear traditional Muslim clothing or a hijab. She typically opts for modest attire, although she occasionally wears blouses or dresses with open necklines and form-fitting clothing. This choice can be attributed to her family's affinity for Western culture. Rajwa's father pursued higher education at the American University of Beirut. As a result, after completing her secondary education in Riyadh, Rajwa went to the US to study architecture. After witnessing the remarkable accomplishments in constructing buildings for her father's company, she was inspired to pursue this path and continue the family business. Rajwa Al Saif studied at one of the best universities in the US, Syracuse University School of Architecture, where she earned her BA in architecture. Afterward, she moved from New York State to Los Angeles, obtained an AA in visual communications from the Fashion Institute of Design and Merchandising, and worked at an architecture firm nearby. The future Jordanian crown princess initially worked as a design intern for Dina Gilda, a furniture store based in Amman and Geneva. She then joined her father's company, Al Saif Engineering Contracting, first as an architectural intern and later as an architect after completing her tenure at Patterns. Her resume shows her skills in AutoCAD, Adobe Design programs, sketching, Rhino 3D, 3D printing, acrylic painting, hand drafting, woodworking, laser cutting, and V-Ray. Her professional skills are outstanding, and she could have had a great career if she hadn't become a princess and taken on royal responsibilities that cannot be combined with other work. By the way, take a moment to see what Rajwa looked like during her studies and work in America. She appeared like an ordinary girl without makeup, pretense, or styling. In a photo of her working at Patterns in Los Angeles, she is seen wearing a casual red sweatshirt with her hair in a bun. Looking at this girl, it's hard to believe she was born into a family of billionaires and will one day become the Queen of Jordan. Some people are confused by the fact that Rajwa, who studied at the Fashion Institute of Design, looks far from high fashion in photographs of her youth. But these comments are more like nitpicking, because it would be inappropriate if Rajwa came to work at the office as if it were a red carpet event, especially in America, where people like to dress in simple and comfortable clothes. Perhaps in those years she deliberately tried not to stand out among her colleagues and not reveal her privileged position. I believe her parents made the right decision when they decided that she needed to gain experience in different companies and work as an ordinary employee before taking a job at her father's company. This allowed her to understand the perspective on an unprivileged person, allowing her to empathize with others in the future. In these photos, she appears very passionate about her career. At that time, she didn't care about her appearance because she was focused on her work. You can also find other photographs on the internet from the time when Rajwa was studying in America. It is known that in her youth, before meeting the prince, Rajwa was not only passionate about her studies and career, but also loved parties and meeting with friends. In this photo, she is hugging British aristocrat Louis Spencer, the nephew of Diana, Princess of Wales, and the first cousin of Prince William and Prince Harry. The name of the American University of Syracuse, where Rajwa studied, is written on Louis' t-shirt. One might assume they were fellow students who met at a student party. However, Louis Spencer never studied there. He attended the University of Edinburgh. Therefore, it amazed many people that Rajwa Al Saif and Louis Spencer were good friends. Nonetheless, this is not surprising considering Rajwa's high social status and her associations with the elite, including royalty. It's fascinating how this girl, who seemingly had everything and could do anything, chose to take on the heavy responsibility of becoming the crown prince's wife. Did she seek power and fame, or did she simply fall in love? First, let's discover how she crossed paths with Crown Prince Hussein. Last year at the Tawasul Forum, Prince Al Hussein revealed that he met Princess Rajwa through a classmate at school. No further details have been known. It's unclear what kind of school they met at because the couple always studied in different educational institutions. Rajwa first studied in Riyadh and then in America. Crown Prince Hussein received his primary and secondary education in Amman and then studied at an American university different from Rajwa's institution. He obtained a bachelor's degree in international history at Georgetown University and graduated from the Royal Military Academy, Sandhurst in the UK. It's interesting to wonder at what educational institution they could have met. In any case, they were both wealthy and privileged and moved in the same high society circles. It is possible that they met through mutual friends. However, we will never know all the details about their acquaintance and the development of their romance. In the Arab world, this part of life is always very hidden from outsiders, especially regarding the royal family. Rajwa's lifestyle before marriage upset some conservatives, but she was immediately welcomed into the Jordanian royal family. It is known that Jordan is less conservative than Saudi Arabia, and none of the women in the Jordanian royal family wear a hijab. Rajwa was well received by the family, which was evident during her lavish wedding. Unlike traditional weddings, she was escorted down the aisle by Prince Hashem, her fiancé's younger brother. Additionally, Crown Prince Hussein's younger sisters, Princess Salma and Princess Iman, played an active role in the ceremony by holding the hem of Rajwa's dress. This gesture likely signified the close bond between the Rajwa and the royal family. Queen Rania also always emphasized her love for Rajwa. In a speech at the pre-wedding event, she said, "I'll never forget how happy His Majesty and I were when Al Hussein told us he wanted to marry Rajwa. She is the perfect answer to all my prayers for him. May you always be each other's source of happiness and support." The wedding of Princess Rajwa and Prince Hussein was the highlight of the royal event of 2023. The official ceremony was attended by 140 guests, mostly close relatives of the Jordanian royal family and elite worldwide, including famous politicians and royalty. The religious Islamic ceremony took place at Zahran Palace in Amman. The newlyweds then traveled to Al Husseinia Palace in a procession known as the Red Motorcade. There was a big gala celebration in the evening with almost 1,500 guests. The event included songs, dances, and performances by artists. This celebration was significant for Jordan, and the people in Amman greeted the prince and princess, showing their happiness for them. It felt more like a presentation to the world of the future king than just a member of the royal family getting married. The newly crowned Princess Rajwa drew everyone's attention with her excellent taste in fashion as a Fashion Institute of Design graduate. She chose an Elisa gown with a minimalist design for her main wedding dress, covering her entire body while emphasizing her sophisticated silhouette. Guests were surprised by her choice of wedding shoes, which were not traditional stilettos but ballet flats. It seems Rajwa chose to be the same height as her fiancé in group photos. She wore a Dolce & Gabbana gown with an intricate pattern and a luxurious tiara during the evening reception. The tiara bore a diamond scroll that read Rajwa min Allah, which translates to hope from God in English. After marrying, Rajwa was designated Her Royal Highness Princess Rajwa Al Saif by royal decree. Since then, she has garnered much attention as people anticipate her eventual ascension to the throne and have high expectations. Like any public figure, she faces significant scrutiny. Before her marriage to the Crown Prince, Rajwa was relatively unknown, making this newfound attention a considerable adjustment. She is not accustomed to constant paparazzi attention, public scrutiny, and fabricated rumors. This puts a lot of pressure on her. However, the royal family was well prepared for this. Before the engagement, Queen Rania imparted valuable advice to her future daughter-in-law, advising her not to pay attention to everything written about her. One of the first things just before my son announced his engagement, I took Rajwa to the side, and the first thing I told her was that there is no such thing as 100% approval rating. Queen Rania told Today, "You are always going to have people that are against you, and the advice that I want to give you is, please try not to read the comments." Like any public figure, Queen Rania knows that people often write negative things, but this is usually because they are unhappy with their lives. Reading negative comments can shake someone's self-confidence, so it's essential to use social media and your phone cautiously. I also hope that Princess Rajwa took her mother-in-law's advice, because right after the wedding, people started closely following every move of the new princess. Rajwa began making public appearances with the royal family, accompanying her husband on business trips and charity events. For instance, shortly after the wedding, the newlyweds met with a group of talented young artists with visual disabilities. Princess Rajwa began to appear in public life. For example, she and her husband attended the wedding of Prince Abdul Mateen of Brunei and Anisha Issa Kalebek. Rajwa and her husband made their first official overseas visit to Singapore in January 2024. The two-day trip saw them step out several times for various engagements, including a meeting with Singapore's Prime Minister Lee Hsien Loong and his wife Ho Ching. The Jordanian princess wore a pale pink pantsuit and tied her hair up for this event. The famous fashion magazine Vogue noted her exquisite taste in choosing an outfit. However, many others often compare Rajwa to Queen Rania and feel that Rajwa should change her style. Many have noticed that Rajwa usually refuses to wear makeup or do her hair. Meanwhile, Queen Rania always appears in public with luxurious long curls and bright makeup. Queen Rania seems to have created some kind of dress code within the Jordanian royal family. Of course, Rajwa is young and beautiful. She does not need to apply makeup and does her hair constantly. Her unique style could be a significant advantage for her. Lately, however, her style has become more and more similar to that of Queen Rania, styling her hair and makeup and opting for more brilliant outfits instead of comfortable casual clothes. But for most people, what the princess looks like is not so important. It is much more essential for them to know that she works and benefits her country. Princesses must look beautiful, smart, tall, rich, and kind. However, they also need to be at work. Kingdoms don't stand because of how good-looking the family is, but how hard-working the royal members are, writes one of the anonymous people. Indeed, a year after the wedding, Princess Rajwa was not yet made any noticeable steps in public life and has not yet created any significant projects in Jordan. In addition, she is reluctant to make public appearances. But there are several reasons for this. Firstly, Queen Rania is currently filling this role. Perhaps the family decided it was too early for Rajwa to become actively involved in social work. Secondly, if we remember the biography of Queen Rania, she was almost unknown to anyone before she became queen. By the time of her coronation, she was already the mother of 3 children, and only after that did she take on royal duties. Perhaps the family wants Rajwa to fulfill her role as a mother and wife first, so that she can give birth to children first and only then start work. The reason why Rajwa did not want to appear in public for long was also because there was a tragedy in her Saudi family just 8 months after the wedding. Princess Rajwa of Jordan's father, Khaled Al Saif, who was 71, passed away. Crown Prince Hussein shared a tribute to his father-in-law on his Instagram account. In response to his death, the Royal Hashemite court, acting on King Abdallah's orders, announced 3 days of mourning. This event must have been challenging for Princess Rajwa because she did not want to go out in public for a long time afterward. In addition, her father was probably seriously ill before his death, which could also explain why the princess rarely appeared in public. However, just 2 months later, the Jordanian royal family finally announced good news. Princess Rajwa is expecting a baby. The Royal Hashemite court revealed that the couple is expecting their first child on April 10, 2024. The baby will receive the title of His/Her Royal Highness and Prince or Princess. This means that King Abdallah II and Queen Rania will become grandparents, which certainly makes them both happy. Rania posted a photo of her son with his pregnant wife on her official Instagram account. She captioned this photo, "Happy birthday, my dearest Hussein. Can't wait to see you and Rajwa as parents." The first pregnancy must be a challenging event in a princess's life. Therefore, it is unfair when she is accused of not attending social events often enough. Everyone knows that the most difficult period in a pregnant woman's life is the first trimester. At this time, she needs to rest, especially a lot, and should not worry. One of the most significant events that Princess Rajwa attended during her pregnancy was King Abdallah's Silver Jubilee, marking 25 years of his reign. She sat in the front row with her husband, Crown Prince Hussein, and parents-in-law, King Abdallah II and Queen Rania, during the service that Hussein's younger siblings, Princess Iman, Princess Salma, and Prince Hashem also attended. The event, which included a military parade and fly-past, was attended by approximately 9,000 people. It was a significant occasion for the Jordanian royal family, so all members were required to attend. Princess Rajwa was present that day, wearing a long red outfit and an elegant cape adorned with embroidery on the sleeves. It has been widely observed that she often wears red outfits, leading people on social media to assume that red may be her favorite color. Additionally, many attendees noted that Rajwa only interacted with her husband at this event, leading to assumptions that she has a rather tense relationship with other relatives. In any case, even if Princess Rajwa cannot play a significant role in Jordan's royal life, she will still remain an important person and an integral part of the family. If she gives birth to a boy, then a male child will become second in line to the throne of the Hashemite kingdom of Jordan. If the baby is female, there will be no change to the line of succession. The whole family is looking forward to the baby's birth. In an interview, Crown Prince Hussein told Al Arabiya that he and Princess Rajwa are very excited about the new phase. Everything will change with the kids for sure. I don't know what to expect, but thank God we are excited and the family is excited too, he said. My mother has already started shopping for baby stuff a week ago, he added. Hopefully it will be a wonderful phase. Prince Hussein also said in his interview that a year after his wedding he was very happily married to Rajwa. Marriage has helped me become more relaxed. Rajwa is calm, easygoing, and funny, he said. Hussein added that Rajwa easily adapted to life in Jordan as she had long had friends there. However, the family spends most of their time at home because they cannot go outside much. I think Princess Rajwa needs more time to adapt to life in a new country and her new status as a princess. People expect too much from her. They want her to get to work and take on many responsibilities. But in the royal family, she is primarily seen as the wife of the crown prince and the mother of his children. She may be able to take on the queen's duties, but she must prepare well for this. The wedding of Crown Prince Hussein and Rajwa in 2023 appeared to be a real-life fairy tale. However, after the wedding, the new princess's life wasn't as easy as it seemed from the outside. She faced criticism, a lot of pressure, and harassment from the paparazzi. Let's hope she finds support in her family and that her firstborn will bring her much happiness. What do you think? Can she replace Queen Rania one day? Write your opinion in the comments, and thanks for watching.